Hey, I'm Noodle Yeti, and welcome to Cardinalia. Today we're going to be expanding upon all of our residential, commercial, and industrial, as well as finally incorporating education. In case you missed the last part, we pretty much only just started the city. There was nothing else before that, and as you can tell, it looks very basic. So I'm thinking the first thing we should probably do is actually buy some of these tiles here. I'm thinking I'd like to buy all 3 of those, as well as this one over here. And maybe we should probably think about buying some of these next tiles as well. We have 3 more we can buy. We can purchase all the way down to here, or maybe these 2 and the one up in the corner there. So if we come down here, and we're going to want to think about as far as residential and things like that, we do know that the end of this peninsula here is technically downwind from the industry, which means that anybody who moves in here will not be as happy as they could. And not only that, I believe if we open up our topography view here, you can see this is also very hilly. So not only would that make it challenging terrain to build on, it's just not an ideal location. So I'm thinking we could maybe figure out how to end these roads together over here somewhere, and then maybe turn this into a kind of like a pseudo park. And I think one of the things that kind of lends into that is this kind of Stonehenge monument that's just default in the map here. I think that would be kind of nice to just leave it as a park over here. We can then turn all of this into residential, and maybe we could mix in a couple harbor side commercial places. Maybe they could turn into a cafe or something, or we could hope they turn into a cafe. And then we could fill in this area over here with a lot more residential as well, including maybe way up here, up into the edge of the map here. As far as education goes, I would like to put it over here somewhere. I don't think I want it backed up against the highway. I think I would actually like to wait until a later date when I believe we have a different type of zoning. I believe it's called this one right here, the low rent housing. I don't know how tall these are, but I saw somebody else playing the game, and in order to control the height, what they did is they just zoned things smaller and made the blocks smaller. And I'm thinking that would be a good place to put it, right over here in the kind of like armpit of the interchange. And then maybe right across the street over here, we could put maybe the elementary school and the high school. I think it would be kind of nice. It maybe would incentivize people to want, well, I don't know if anybody wants to live in low rent housing, but it would basically make their lives a little bit nicer, where they could then easily cross the street. Maybe we can give them a pedestrian bridge or something. Give them some nice connectivity to the schools. But yeah, I think that's about it. I really don't know how I want to do the residential roads, and I think those are the first ones I should build here. So I think I'm going to go ahead and time-lapse that. And I guess to kind of let you know, the reason why I want to do residential first is we only have, like, if you look over... Oh, oops, sorry, wrong way. If you look over there, the population is like 80. We're like at nothing. We need a lot more population, especially if we want to start adding more stuff. If we go into our budgeting panel here, we're essentially living off of government subsidies, and we're still in the negative. So let's just go ahead and get in as much residential and commercial as possible, and then we can take care of some industrial need, and then we can think about putting down education and progressing. So I will be right back with the roads laid out. right, so before we move on to the next neighborhood that's over here, I wanted to kind of take a break and start zoning things in. Now, I know I said that I wanted to put some commercial down by the waterfront over here. I don't want to do a terrible amount, a crazy amount. I think I only want to go from right off of this arterial here and just right around it, maybe these blocks right there. Now actually, I bet we probably don't even need to do all of them. We could, well actually, now that I think about it, we probably would want to. We do have a really high commercial demand, and it's only going to get higher as we add more residents. So I was thinking maybe some right around there. And then I was thinking maybe we could even finish some off over here somewhere. Just a few small buildings, nothing crazy, like maybe a 3x3 building there and there. And then we could fill in maybe the rest over here with some residential or something. Maybe we can end off right on the front here. I don't know, we'll just do one more commercial right there and we'll call that good for over on this end. Maybe we can even put one up here up top, kind of like as a, I don't know, like a little a park cafe or something. Maybe you're one of the residents, you come over here, you go to the park, you're done. You want to get like a coffee or something and sit down and talk with your friends, you can go there. That at least makes sense to me, at least a little bit. And then maybe for some more commercial, we could actually put some leaving the place, like maybe one right here. Maybe this one could be like the gas station or something, although that would be a little bit awkward right here, especially if you're coming out right here. You'd want it, I think, closer to the freeway, but I don't think we left room for that with our pathway right here, so it's all right. But we can then fill in maybe all of this stuff over here with more commercial. Maybe this stuff is just on the strip, or I don't know what you'd say or what you'd call it, but right on the way out of town or into town. Now, I know I do want to eventually put commercial on the opposite side of the road here. However, I want to save this area as a pedestrian, or not a pedestrian, a public transportation area where we have like bus stops, maybe even tram stop or something. I haven't decided yet on what type of official city transit to get around will be, but that's pretty much that. And as for zoning, I think let's actually be able to see here. I wanted to do row housing back here behind all this commercial, but it's going to take a little bit of playing around with some of our pathways over here to get it to all be on one street here, just like that. But that's okay. We can just then come in just like that, have it all hidden and tucked away behind the commercial here. And I also wanted to do more of the row housing over here. Same thing, that's going to take a little bit of playing with some pathways just to help control the zoning here, keep it all oriented towards one particular direction. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, that should be it. I think if we just come in here with our row housing, we can just immediately fill it in, just like, oh, no, we don't want to do it in here. Just right there, something like that. Oh no, that's right. I also wanted it to come down towards the beach over here. Maybe we could fill in with one little low density building there. I think that would be pretty neat. We can crop that off right there and then put more right here. And what I'm thinking is because this is kind of like angled going downhill, it'll be almost like a little miniature San Francisco kind of vibe where you have all the wall-to-wall buildings going down the hill, and maybe they'll be kind of staggered in height as they go down, so it kind of looks kind of cool. But we will see. For now, I'm just going to go ahead and zone the rest in with low-density residential, and then I think I'll just do kind of like a little miniature growing time-lapse. I know, 2 time-lapses in a row. I'm sorry, but it is what it is, and I'm sure you can eventually forgive me. But I will be right back. There we go. That looks like a lot of it's grown in. It looks like some of the buildings are growing in the wrong direction, so I'll have to go through and fix those with some pedestrian paths to make sure they grow into the right direction. But anyways, let's go ahead and get out of this. And all right, congratulations. We have the Rockstar Musician Mansion. A famous rock star lives in this mansion when not on tour. Now, I actually knew we were going to get this, and well, I already have a spot planned for it. You could find this down right over there. It's called the Signature Buildings. This one basically acts as a low-density residential from the NA North American thing, and it looks like it's actually too big for the spot I saved. So, how are we going to get this? And why can I not put it on the key wall here? Just go ahead and delete that guy's house, I guess? Sure. And milestone 3. All right. Wow. Two unlocks right in a row. We got $800,000 redos. We got 3 stars, and we got five squares. Let's go ahead and look at our progression panel here. We got an increased loan limit. We have service budgets, so we can actually start lowering things that we are unnecessarily spending on. We have 2 specialized industry. The livestock farming specialized industry can be set up anywhere to produce livestock. The stone mining specialized industry can be set up anywhere to produce stone. Okay, that's kind of interesting. And we also got fire and police. So I think the biggest things we're probably going to need to think about is fire and police. So if we come out of here, let's go ahead and take a look around. I don't know if this game works anything like City Skylines 1, where generic industry has the... Gosh, what is it? The highest chance of catching on fire, but just in case it actually does, I'm going to go ahead and put the fire department right here, right next to the industry, give them the closest access. And as for police, well, I was thinking of putting them right over here by the... by this medical clinic here. Now it looks like we're having some trouble with roads getting in the way, so let's turn off our road guideline or our road snapping, and then we can go ahead and manually place this in here if we'd like. Let's try maybe right about there. And I think that's good. And oh my goodness. Let's see if we can put this somewhere. You know what? I'm just going to go ahead and keep it there. But looking at this road layout, I don't think that this little cul-de-sac is in a good place for all these city services. I think if we come into our roads here and we go to our 2-lane roads, because we can't just stop traffic from driving on certain roads. But if we have this one right here, it says a pedestrian street. A street where only foot traffic is allowed, apart from service and delivery vehicles. So I think that means that this should allow police and things like that. What the heck? Did it just automatically go into a roundabout there? Are you seeing that? What in the world? I'm just going to go ahead and put it down like that. But that was really strange and really weird looking. I think that theoretically means that service vehicles can freely use this road to maybe get through and get by. I don't know if that's the case or not. I hope it is, but I guess we will find out in the future. And look at that. There's that gas station I was talking about. What do you know? That's kind of neat. Oh no, that's not a gas station. Wait, is that? That kind of looked like a drive-in, but I think that is a gas station. Yeah, biofuel. All right, interesting. Well, that's that. Now we need to kind of look at our city's needs before we just start pushing into the next area for our next amount of residential. And we can see that we need a lot of commercial and a lot of industry. But as you can see, our commercial's already running into problems with not enough customers. So I think what we need to actually do is maybe make more... And we don't have any residential demand right now, so I think we do need to just ignore the blue bar and start zoning industry. I think at this point we could actually think about possibly doing a specialized industry in order to start satisfying some of the needs of some of our current industry. We could do either stone or livestock. If we come into here and we see what do these people need, Timber we can't make, metal ore we can't make, wood we can't, metal and steel, livestock and vegetables, so we could kind of help satisfy this place here. Rock, so we can completely satisfy that place. Vegetable, grain, timber, rock. So we have 2 buildings that need rock. So I think we're going to go ahead and go with the, what is it? The stone mining. Let's go ahead and get out of this view so we can see what we're doing here. And maybe we could put it up here. I don't know. I mean, does this have pollution? It says ground pollution medium, air pollution medium, noise pollution medium. So I think we could get away with it over here. Or if we actually go back into this view again. Oh, that's right. It could be placed anywhere. I don't think we have to worry about looking for natural resources for this. So I think maybe we could just go ahead and set it up over here somewhere. Maybe in a way that makes it look like it's coming off of this particular road here. Let's see if we could do snap to road there. I don't know. That's a pretty steep incline. Maybe we should bring the road out first. Maybe bring it out right about... Go straight. Oh, we have pedestrian roads. 1 second. Straight like that, maybe. And then we could take our little road. Our rocky road. Throw it down right about there. Turn this off so we could see. We can sort of, I don't know, bring this down and around. Line this, what's it called? Gosh, I don't even know what that's called anymore. The road maintenance depot. We can kind of come up around over here. I don't want to go all the way down to the water. I think that would look kind of silly. So let's just go ahead and start lining all this grassy area up here. Then we can kind of close it up just like that. I think that would be perfectly fine. And now how much was this actually producing? Did it tell us? Let's go in with our specialized industrial area tool and maybe grab this node here and see what the harvestable resources 0 kilograms. Well, I'm sure that's not exactly true, but all we can do is hope that it's not true. But because it did say it could be placed anywhere, so I'm really hoping that this can actually be placed anywhere and still produce. But we will find out. And if we look down at the bottom, that didn't look like it made any dent in our little industry demand meter down there, so I wonder what's up with that and why it doesn't even touch it, or why it doesn't even impact it. But that's fine. We can just come through here with some maybe generic industry. Now, I have been actually doing testing with generic industry this week, and my goodness, is it interesting. But there's warehouses within your generic industry, and I think that's actually really cool. I like that a lot. They have warehouses and secondary level processing. I don't know if we have any currently. If we click on a bunch of these, I don't know. Metals and steel. I think steel has to be made, and so do metals. So I think this one is a secondary leveling processor. But I don't want to get too into it. It's more than what could be put into this video, so let's just not even worry about that for now. And let's just go ahead and worry about our industry over here. We do need more jobs. So I'm actually going to go ahead and... Ooh, I think that might be a little bit too low. Let's try a little bit higher. Yeah, you know what? That seems good enough right there. That height. We'll push it back maybe about this far. But I kind of want to create a another layer higher for our industry. Just that way we can get a few more jobs in here. I know. Totally disrespecting the topography, but yet again, I just do not care. Not at this point in the game. We could at least, try and make it a little good looking by creating some of these slopes here and then coming back through with our road. Maybe we can just come up straight like that. Or let's see, how far up can we get over here? Get about 96. That's fine. We can come out at a perfect 90 degree from there. Come back down, hook up into this corner. And there we go. And now we just need to create the cul-de-sacs up here. Let's see if it'll allow us to do it. Let's see, do we have guidelines? There we go. Come back down, something like that. Demolish. Ooh, that looks funny. We're going to demolish that and try again. Come out maybe right about there this time. Yeah, that's okay. It's not creating any sort of weird key wall. That is kind of funny, a key wall in the industry area. But yeah, we could do something like that. Come back through with some paths just to make sure that buildings don't zone in on this side in any sort of really weird way. And come in, maybe we can put pathways there to prevent any sort of silliness on this side and that side. Then we can just come in with some default industrial zoning here. Something like that. But yeah, industry is both simplified and more complex in comparison to City Skylines 1, and I am really excited about that. Can't wait to look into it more, and when all the kinks are worked out, it is what it is. We will figure it out eventually. They did say that we don't have routes views on purpose. They said that is due to the complexity of the AI that determines routes and how it's constantly changing as people are driving. So we're not going to be able to see, like if we make a district, we're not going to be able to see all the vehicles coming into it or leaving or something like that. But I don't think we need, I don't want to get into it. I have a lot of ideas on that I'm sure are not implemented for a reason, that I'm sure the developers would just laugh at and go, you have no idea what you're talking about. But let's go over here, and we got an abandoned building. What's going on here? Poor education services. Okay, well, all right. We're starting to see the negative effects of not having schools here. So I think that's what we need to get into next. I could quit rambling on about nothing important and jumping all over topics left and right and actually start doing something productive for once. So let's go ahead and just, I guess, continue to bring this arterial off of here. Now I want to kind of curve this outward a little bit, and then I want to turn on our contour lines because I want to bring it forward enough to the point where we can then start curving this in until it lines up like it's going to aim right between these two hill crests here. And I want it as close to the center as possible. Maybe something like that. I'm just going to stop it about halfway because I don't know where it's going to go next into the future. I haven't thought that far ahead, but I do know that's where I want that arterial to go. We're not going to worry about that arterial. We need to worry about education right now. Let's come in with a roundabout and determine where we want the, right there, where we want the inlet for the school to be. So I have an idea here, and my idea was to take a straight road here, come straight off of this, bring it as far back as it'll go, maybe right about there, and then come from this roundabout here and come straight off 90 degrees perpendicular or whatever, and just plug it in straight over here, right into this road. I'm going to come into the roundabout and demolish the rest of this since that is not needed. But from here, this is where I kind of want to think about the layout for both of the schools in here. So I don't know, can we add crosswalks right in the, oh, we can actually. Look at that. We could just immediately add a Pelican crosswalk right there. That is perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. And then from here, I was thinking about just doing something very simple, very basic, slapping the elementary school down right here, right in front of that crosswalk, and then doing the high school immediately across the street. Level 4, Milestone 4, Grand Village. Congratulations, the city is coming along nicely. We got $1 million redos, 4 stars, and 6 tiles. I'm not going to comment on the fact that the city might not actually be coming along nicely, but I do appreciate they're at least willing to lie to me about it. Looks like we got a loan limit. We got a district creation tool. This I don't think is going to come into effect until way later in our city, but I'm glad they gave it to us now. We've got the production panel, which this one I do know from when I was testing industry is going to be very beneficial when trying to create a self-sufficient city. Although with the current state, it appears that you cannot actually become self-sufficient. It looks like buildings will still import versus pulling from your specialized industry or other buildings or warehouses. I don't know why. You can't exactly control that, but maybe there's some kind of hidden technology I was about to say laden. Is that the right word? Laden in the district creation tool. There's some hidden technology hidden in the district creation tool that'll allow us to prevent imports. But we got policies, we got natural disasters, public transportation, low rent housing. I think that's the one that I wanted to put by the highway. Maybe we can do that in this next road building residential time lapse here. We have low density offices. We have grain farming. Oh, those are two new specialized industries. Grain farming, which looks like has to be set up on fertile land. And forestry, which has to be set up on forested areas. But it looks like we got transportation, comes with buses and taxis, and it looks like we also got parks. Now, I also happen to know that parks are going to be something that we have to think about. So 1 second here, let's close out of that. Ooh, and that Pelican Crossing is not quite lined up. What happens if I move this? Oh, we can. Oh, right there. Let's see if we can move this one over just enough as well. Yeah, there we go. Now they're all lined up. But parks are something that people will complain and abandon over. I don't think they're going to do it yet. Like, this is pretty fast. I don't think this is it. Yeah. Oh, this is lack of entertainment. That is actually exactly it. That is where we need to get into our park tool here. We have things like small parks. We have small plazas, small playgrounds, dog park, and campfire site. Ooh, campfire site. I don't know. This is pretty massive. Slap it down right there. Go into our roads. I think it's the dirt road that we can do. Have it snap to the side of the building here. Oh, the road's on this side. What the heck? Put it in backwards. My goodness. Let's try this again. Yeah, something like that there. And then we can come in with our dirt road and start from, I believe, here. And then just come straight to right there. Oh, it's in conflict with the thing. Oh, because we don't have snap to building. There we go. Now we can do it just like that. And that should provide entertainment to our local Sims. Some of them, at least. Now we can come through here and add a few more. Maybe just a couple small playground, maybe. I don't know. Let's try right about there. Oh my goodness. All right, so I assume where all the red is, that's where we need to add parks. So we've got a small plaza here. Maybe we can come in, demolish somebody's home. Maybe right about there. We could probably add another one, maybe right around over here. Sorry, people, for demolishing your homes, but we kind of need it. And I think that should do for education. But we are not done with these. Or not education, with parks. We are not done with education, is what I was trying to say here. We've got this elementary school. Now, this does come with upgrades. It comes with a children's clinic, an attached clinic that helps children recover from injuries, 5% health for students, extension wing, 500 more students, and a small playground. All right, so it looks like the extensions have to be attached to this, because no matter how far I move my mouse away from this, the playground just stays connected to it. That's actually kind of a disappointment. I wish they didn't do that. So let's kind of look at this building here and see where it might make sense to attach it. I'm having a really hard time looking at this building. It looks like there's a door back here, like directly on the backside. So maybe we can go ahead and just put the playground in line with that door, maybe right around there. I think that should be okay. But I don't think we want anything else. I don't think we have to worry about health, and I don't think we have to worry about the extension wing. After all, we only have 1,400 population, and the school, 1,000 students at the school for 10 employees at the school for 1,000 students. My goodness. All right, well, anyways, let's ignore that, and let's look at the high school. It also has a student capacity upgrade. It also has a school library, which betters the chances of graduation. So I wonder if the dropout rate or failure rate is higher in high school than it is in elementary school. I mean, one would think so. And then the next thing is the sports field. The perfect place for students and surrounding citizens to improve their health. Oh my lordy, is this thing massive. Shoot. I think I'm going to go ahead and just put it maybe, I don't know, let's try, not there. Let's try right about there. Let's go ahead and see what that's like. You can put down more than one? Do you see that? Why would you need more than one of these dang things? Imagine you build a high school and you put 3 of these football fields around it. Like, you really want to drive home that your school loves sports. But anyways, let's go ahead and take a look at... Oh my goodness. Jumpy game. Oh, there was an autosave. You know, I'm actually looking at the time here, and this is actually a lot more time spent in this episode than I wanted to, especially for how little we're actually getting done. I talked a lot. I'll probably cut some of that out, including all the industry crap that I was talking about. But yeah, you know, it doesn't really feel like we got a whole lot done, but it certainly looks that way with this little whole end of the city. And my goodness, it looks cool. What are we going into fall now? Yeah, we are. We got all of these like brown and orange and yellow trees. That's kind of cool. I like it a lot. Ooh, and this street's all zoned in. So let's see if this actually looks like it does. It does kind of look like San Francisco. You know, like when you're going down their roads and you got the buildings that constantly, their like flat roofs are changing. And if you're on the road, it sometimes looks like the building roofs are sideways when really they're the ones that are, you're the one that's sideways. But I like this. That's kind of neat. I like that a lot. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. I'm sorry we didn't get into the next neighborhood and the low density housing. I really don't want to do these like 40 something minute episodes or whatnot. I want to try and keep them smaller, more, I don't know. I'm not that good at dragging out things like taking 40 minutes to add in one neighborhood. Well, actually, apparently I am with how long I just drug this episode out, but well, actually, who knows if I'm good at it, but I can do it. Now, yeah, thank you for watching. We got our elementary school or high school, a whole bunch of residential down. We put some parks down, and we even got some more industry and specialized industry. I think the only thing now would be a detailing time lapse. We kind of did a little bit in the last episode. We only have really paths and trees available in the vanilla game. If you use like the developer mode or whatever, you can start putting props and stuff, but I think they said there's like a chance that it will corrupt your save file or something like that. And I just don't want to risk it. I don't want to put in that time for something beautiful and then that something beautiful just doesn't even get added to my save file. So we're not going to bother with it. And yeah, I hope you enjoy me putting down trees and paths and whatnot. And I will see you in the future.